Hello, okay, this is the revision on the cross-referencing. How do you do an effective cross-reference? So I'm going to use this N-level paper again. In question C, how useful is this source evidence about the government's efforts to help the British steel industry? So, in order to have cross-reference, let's recap again. You must have the word, you must ATQ. Okay, that's a given. You must ATQ. Then you have to state reliability, and you have to have matching criteria. Okay, whether it is both agree or both disagree, the criteria has to be matching. In order to be matching, just use the exact same words. Okay, so what you matching? You're matching both the stand and you're also matching the sub point. Okay, both the stand and the sub point, and the stand and the reason has to match. Okay, so let's look at source C and what did we find out just now. We look at source. Okay, wait. It's asking you about government's efforts to help the British steel industry. Yeah. So what exactly are the efforts? Are they sufficient or are they insufficient? So look at source C. Now, source C says that we are taking measures to reduce production costs. We are making sure we build things. Okay. From what we gathered just now in our pre-look at the sources, we can see that these measures are effective. Okay, what are they doing? They're actually purchasing the steel. So we are helping these companies to survive, to combat the effects of globalization, helping companies with the correct measures. So in this case, the measures are indeed effective, and therefore it is useful. So when you get a useful question, always start with useful. Okay, so that is what we gather. The measures are effective. Okay, so let's write down. Okay, so the source is useful. Let's just gonna write the criteria down in telling me that. Okay, what's the question? Refer the question again. That the government's effort to help the British steel industry. So the government's effort to help the steel industry is effective, right? Oh, not effective, sorry, sufficient. Okay, how do you know? Because it's actively coming up with measures to purchase British steel for their projects. Okay, so this is what you're looking for in your matching criteria, that it is sufficient. Okay, sufficiency. How you know it's sufficient? Because the government is actually coming up with the measures to protect the steel and purchase the steel for projects. So when you cross-reference, you must give this exact same criteria, whether it's agree or disagree. So let's do agree first. Let's look for a source which agrees that the measures are sufficient in terms of purchasing the British steel. So obviously it is in source D, right? Because source D, Transport Minister suggested that steel is used in the 55.7 billion scheme will be sourced from the UK to protect thousands of jobs and ensure the future of crisis-hit industry. So this shows that the measures are sufficient because steel is being purchased, right? Evidence is quite clear that steel is being purchased. So when you give the cross-reference in your first line, you must say, because this is a useful question, so you say source C is useful. Okay, repeat the whole thing again in telling me right, that the government measures to save industries is sufficient as is supported by source D, right? Because source D says the exact same thing. Okay? So you just repeat again. Source D tells me the measures are sufficient. So can you see? I have the exact same criteria. Measures are sufficient as government is purchasing steel, British steel, to help the company's industry. Okay, evidence is blah 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 blah. Then after that, please, concluding statement is very important now. So as source D supports source C, source C is reliable. Okay, don't forget this word. Don't forget the word reliable. Is reliable and hence useful in telling me that. So criteria, what is your criteria? Government measures to save industries are sufficient. Okay, so both talking about sufficiency of measures, same criteria very clearly written down. Okay, so that is how you do an effective cross reference.